Rassilon then turns all the humans back, but wants to destroy Earth. Why hello YouTube and welcome to what is another Doctor Who Regeneration review with me, Random Ross. So today I'm reviewing Doctor Who The End of Time, directed by Euros Lyn, written by Russell T Davies, starring David Tennant, John Sim, Bernard Cribbins, Catherine Tate and Timothy Dalton, originally broadcast between Christmas Day, December 25th, 2009 to January 1st, New Year's Day, 2010. So, it's the final adventure of the 10th Doctor. So, the specials. Series 2009 didn't have a series, but it did have 4 specials. So, let's get cracking. So, at the beginning of the, well, I consider the next Doctor, the 2008 Christmas special, one of them. Okay, so, in the 2009 Easter special, Planet of the Dead, the Doctor was foretold a prophecy that it's returning through the darkness and that he will knock 4 times, us thinking that it is the Master, which we were right, it was. Anyway, the Ood contacted the Doctor telepathically to come immediately, and he meets Ood Sigma again and gets chatting with him and then tells him to come with him. And then the Doctor has his palms read, and then they show him the Master is returning. They use his wife as a catalyst, Lucy Saxon, and he is resurrected. Of course, with his wife interfering with the resurrection, he comes back sort of fading and stuff, and all insane as ever, with the drums in his head, driving him more mad than ever. So the Doctor is also reunited with Wilf, Donna's grandfather. They have a quick catch up, but she can't remember him, and must be that way because she can't. Anyway, moving on, cutting out for going through all the boring stuff. The Doctor and the Master fight it out for a bit. The Master gets taken by this rich billionaire, Joshua Natesmith, who's wanting to find a cure for death so his daughter doesn't have to age, blah blah blah, makes an immortality gate. The Master uses it as a machine to turn the entire human race into him. So then there is the Master Race. Wilf avoids it all because the Doctor contains him in a small box, so he doesn't get affected, because the small box is connected to the immortality gate and is constantly monitored by people at all times. Anyway, the Master then turns the whole race into him, which I think is a bit daft, because, you know, who wants to rule a world where everyone is the same and you? I know I wouldn't. So, yeah, that's what the Master does. And then, also, in the episode, we have a narration from Timothy Dalton, and we're thinking, who is he, the narrator? We then discover at the end that the narrator is actually a Time Lord, and he is the President, saying that the Time Lords return. I think, oh my god, the Time Lords are alive! So anyway, in part 2, Rassilon, the President, we all find out is Rassilon, and there the Time Lords are debating how to get through the time lock, as we discover that the Doctor didn't destroy Gallifrey, but locked them in time, in a big time bubble. So, the Doctor, whilst he's hiding through most of the episode, the Master's trying to find the Doctor. The Master finds a white point star that Rassilon throws in, landing on Earth. And, yeah, the Master gets a white point star. Yes, the Master uses the white point star to get back home, to get the Time Lords back to Earth. But then we discover that the Doctor locked the Time Lords in the time lock because it turned into hell, and the Master didn't know that because he wasn't there at the end of the Time War. So anyway, Rassilon then turns all the humans back, but wants to destroy Earth and turn it into hell. the Master then realising the mistake he made, the Doctor decides not to shoot the Master, but to shoot the thing that's linking them together, the white point star. Then the Master redeems himself by telling the Doctor to get out of the way, and because he was interfered with his resurrection, he had this ability to shoot out lightning bolts and he consumed flesh and everything. Anyway, the Master then took the Time Lord back into the time lock. Of course, also Wilfred had been seeing this mysterious woman in white. We didn't know who she were, but we discovered that she was a time lady. Some theories say that she was the Doctor's mother, but I don't know. Was she or wasn't she? Anyhow, once all, the Master sacrifices himself to save the Doctor. The Time Lords all are gone, and then, well, the Fornox wasn't the Master, you know, it wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4. Turns out that the thing that was returning through the darkness wasn't the Master, it was Gallifrey. And also, the Fornox wasn't the Master. We found out that it was Wilf when he went into the chamber to, he went into the chamber and then used, and then, because he weren't going to leave the Doctor, and then, when the Doctor was there, happy that he was still alive, and then we heard on the glass, he will knock 4 times, and then 4 knocks was Wilf. And I was like, no. And I was mind blown by that, because I literally did not see that coming, so good job on that, Russell. So anyway, the Doctor has a bit of a tantrum and that, because he's got to go in there and save Wilf, because the tank's about to flood with radiation. And the Doctor makes a noble sacrifice, even though he has a temper tantrum. But come on, he's had this prophecy foretold to him that his song is ending and stuff. You know, so he should have been preparing for this instead of not thinking, I don't want to go and that. Anyway, we then have 25 minutes left, and in those 25 minutes, the Doctor bids farewell to Mickey and Martha, Sarah Jane and Luke, Captain Jack, the granddaughter of the woman that fell in love with him in Human Nature and Family of Blood. Also, the what else? Also, you know, because Rose was in the parallel Earth with the Metacrisis Doctor, he could only see her before she knew him. So he hid in the shadows on New Year's Eve 2004. Then it became New Year's Day, and Rose was wishing him a Happy New Year and just wanted to know what year it was. He wished her a Happy New Year and told her she's going to have a great year because it's the year she met the Doctor. Blah blah blah. Anyway, the Doctor then staggers back to the TARDIS because the radiation's really sinking in now, and he hasn't got much time left. But then he sees Ood Sigma one last time, and the Ood is like, "We will sing to you, Doctor. We'll sing you to your sleep." And at the time, I thought it was sad. I really did. I actually shedded a tear. I thought the music in the final song the Ood sang to him, and then Ood Sigma saying, "This song is ending, but the story never ends." I thought the music was beautiful. It did actually make me feel all emotional. And I was actually sad to see the 10th Doctor go, especially when he said those words, "I don't want to go." But looking back at it all now, I kind of thought it dragged on. There were bits in it that didn't need to be in there. There were way too many digital effects. You know, and you know, it's just like they dragged it out. I mean, Russell T Davies, he just wanted to make the most of it because it was his last time writing for the show, and it was David Tennant's last time starring in the show. But looking at it, I just thought maybe it didn't need to drag on for as long as it did. And the whole, even like when the Doctor said he didn't want to go, I'm like thinking, you know, he just, you know, it's like on my, like when I once did a top 13 list on Whovian and Zamino, it's like, you know, I did a ranking on my own regenerations, and the 10th Doctor's was quite low in that list because, you know. Anyway, the Doctor then shot out into beams, trashed the TARDIS, Next thing, Matt Smith's the Doctor. He's jumping around going, "Ooh, got legs, still legs, and still got legs, new fingers, new hair," thinking he's a girl, then feeling his Adam's apple, thinking, "No, I'm not a girl." And then next thing, the TARDIS crashing comes to his attention, and then he shouts, "Geronimo!" And then that's when it ends. New Year's Day. And then at the time, the sadness in me dropped, and I went, "Well, here we go again." So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to give Doctor Who The End of Time, I'm going to have to give it 3 Immortality Gates out of 5. So this has been my review on Doctor Who The End of Time. So yeah, till next time, goodbye. Oh yes, don't forget to click down below to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, you can follow me up on social media, Facebook, Twitter, so you can stay up to date with me and see what I get up to outside of the YouTube world. So yeah, be sure to do all that. Shh.